Good afternoon, everyone. This is Juan Catamayo here from JCT4Education for you. And today we have a very special guest. Let's see, right here we have Ana. Hola, Anita. Maria Cristina. Buenas tardes. Let's see, Penny. Smiling, my friend. How are you? Let's see. I'm waiting to see our guests joining us. Ladies and gentlemen, from Miami to the world, the announcement, Mr. Jon Secada. John, how are you, my friend?
Hello, Rodrigo, ¿cómo estás? How are you?
Bien, ¿y tú? ¿Cómo has estado?
Good, good,
Good.
tranquilo aquí.
Tranquilo. How is the quarantine coming with you and your family?
We're trying to hold on the fort the best way that we can. So,
Good,
uh,
good, good. Well,
doing our,
you're doing all right. Thank you so much for accepting this interview today. I know today is a very special day, it's a holiday. And when I thought about you for Friday, for today interview, conversation, every time I speak to you, you bring me calm, you bring me some peace, me traes mucha paz, tranquilidad. A todo el mundo, estamos con el rey del crossover. Aquí vamos a hablar en español y en inglés. A todos, apologies for switching back from Spanish to English. A lot of people don't speak Spanish or English, so we're gonna go crossover here. But I was saying, John, you are an amazing human being. You're very kind, charismatic. Your music carries through your soul. And I thought today was a very important day to bring some happiness to all of you, to all of us, I'm sorry. We have a lot of parents, educators watching right now. Right now, everything is going well. Karen, hello, my friend. And we're here live. And as a parent, I want to talk about your career. We want to talk to you briefly about everything that you're going through this quarantine, but most important, family. Right now, we are united with our family, and the family is very important to us. I understand you have a daughter. She's a musical theater major at the University of Michigan. And then we also have John Henry and Maritere.
yes.
And do you think Micaela picked the career because of you, or that was her own choice? How did that come out about Micaela?
No, I think Michaela picked her career. It definitely was her choice, uh, her path, her journey. I never went out of my way to encourage her to do what she wanted to do. She danced from a very early age, and then eventually got involved in a community theater program, and slowly she began to have that kind of passion for music and theater and acting and dancing, and so something that kind of came out of her. Maybe I guess maybe there's a place in in her passion that deals with the fact that she grew up watching me do what I do, and maybe
John,
instinctively,
correct.
subconsciously, maybe that influenced her.
And I know she went to school in Miami. She's a very good student, both academically and she has a lot of talent like you. So, but it takes me back when you did go to a university and you attended University of Miami. So we have Michigan here, we have University of Miami as well. How did you decide to go to the Frost School of Music for your undergraduate and graduate?
At the time, for me, that decision was out of elimination. It was I felt it was the only thing that I could do uh, that it could support in my heart. What I felt was is a thing that I felt that maybe it was my journey at the time. I Music was the only thing that I was interested in, and I didn't know what else to do except to follow the path of what I saw. And what I saw was my example was my high school music teacher, and she was my first mentor. So I was inspired by her, and I was inspired by the fact that maybe that's what I wanted to do too, to be a music teacher, to study.
And John, and when did that start? At a young age, I know you were in Cuba for around 10 years, and then you guys migrated to the United States. When that spark for music started?
For me, it started honestly in high school. I knew that maybe deep down inside, I was a very shy, introverted type of kid. I never kind of had the feeling that I wanted to be in music, even though I deep down inside, I think I knew there was something in me that loved music, but I never really got into it till I was in high school.
And was it
I
a very
was a junior.
was it a very easy conversation with your parents saying, I will be a singer, a musician, I will go to undergraduate and graduate school for music? Was it that easy? Because for a lot of students, and for a lot of students, it's really hard to sell it to the parents that they will become musicians. So right now, your image is a little bit blurry. Okay, there we go, much better. So for how was that dialogue with your parents about, daddy, mommy, quiero ser un músico, I want to become a singer? How was it?
Yeah, it was a very interesting conversation because my parents had no idea really how interested and how passionate I was about it. I They worked 15 hours a day, um, and I was very independent. I was raised an only child, so it was a typical immigrant lifestyle. But I let them know that that's what I really kind of felt in my heart. That was my path. And first, they were a little bit worried, but they knew that in the end that I was a good student, and I always was. I was a good
Well,
student.
I was very impressed, John, and you were, and you're a very good student. I was looking at not your grades, but it says that you graduated with honors from University of Miami. And when I look at you, I look at a person that is so self-disciplined. I know you worked out every day. You're so ripped, but and that's how discipline takes you. So from college, from master's degree, I'm fascinated. You are an educator. You worked 5 years at Miami-Dade College. How did you ended up working, going from your graduate school to Miami-Dade College?
It kind of that evolved by just naturally. When I was a graduate a student and about to get my graduate degree, I was already doing some part-time teaching at Miami-Dade Community College, Miami-Dade College.
Okay.
Um, and in some weekend programs that they had for high school students. And that evolved and turned into a part-time position when I got my degree. Uh, and and I was there for 5 years. And that part-time position kind of it started to grow. I actually to the point that I was offered a full-time position by the time those 5 years ended. But at that point, I was ready. My career was moving in a different direction. I
Yes.
was doing other things, but I almost took the position. I was doing a lot of things within the program. I was teaching voice, teaching theory. I was a conductor of an ensemble. I was teaching humanities classes. So I was doing a lot of things already within the music program. Uh,
John,
Loved it all.
I'm very curious to know, because this is a question that I ask the students and the parents and people like you, so successful, amazing musicians. How many hours did you sleep back then? Like in 1991, you won those amazing Grammys on 92, and two of them actually. And how much did you sleep? How difficult was to get a Grammy? Tell us, because I only seen a couple of times. I haven't touched any, but I seen them. How difficult, how much discipline and rigorosity it required to win a Grammy?
Well, honestly, Juan Camilo, for me, my discipline started before 1991. It really started years that I was teaching, because at the same time I was teaching, I was working nightclubs. I was I was doing recording sessions. I was doing jingles. I was doing everything that I needed to do to make a living in music. So
Okay.
yeah, at that point, I wasn't sleeping a lot. Not because I didn't want to. It's just
Okay.
that when I finished working at night, in the clubs, my teaching day started early. So,
Okay.
but that was my life, and I was fine with it. And
Okay.
um, and many times there's many times I would fall asleep in the middle of my practice room before I was kind of getting ready to see another student, and
Okay.
they have to knock on the door to tell me to wake up so that I can give them a lesson.
Okay.
But they understood that I worked nights, and at the
Wow.
same time there every morning, before 9 o'clock. So
So, John, I think people like you that have worked so hard with so much passion is a combination of discipline, vision, dream, and voice. Because you and I, we know for a few years, and I try to sing, but I can't. Is it gifted? How do you train? How one is born with such a beautiful voice?
in my opinion, you're born with what God gives you, and from that point forward, you have to work on it. And as a teacher, and for me as a singer, that's my perspective. I had to work on my voice the same way that I was when I was a teacher and a vocal coach. The same thing that I told my students. You
Okay.
work out, and you can go a long way as long as you know your limitations, and you're willing to kind of work with those limitations and work with your personality, your attitude, and work with your technique so that you can maximize what you have that's inside of you. And that's
Okay.
what it is. That's
You,
it.
I know it is all about discipline, and that's what I tell the students: discipline, discipline, discipline. You have a lot of admirers from Brazil, Paraguay, Colombia. We have all Latin America here clicking in. They say, please sing Angel. A lot of people are talking about Angel, their favorite. A couple people saying you're still my favorite musician, my favorite singer. John, how one moves on? You got your 2 Grammys on 1992, Best Latin Pop Album, and then you have the one from Betty Monet year and a half ago. That's your third Grammy. How do you transition from pop to tropical? And are there any projects coming up? There is a question right now. Are you gonna be doing online concerts, online live singing, and new albums, new jobs? And where can they find that?
Yeah, I'll be involved in a lot of different projects over the next few weeks, and there will be some live performances in the next few days to come. In light of what's going on right now.
Okay, I,
So
I
there's
see
music. There
people
is.
in Spain. People in Spain are saying hi, and people from Europe. But I'm sorry, you were saying.
I have a song that is just came out in Russia. I have a song that is about to come out April 24th
Okay.
with Samo, the lead singer from Camila.
Okay.
Uh, and I eventually have a new album, a brand new jazz album that is going to come out by the end of the year with a great pianist, Gonzalo Rubalcaba. All these things are part of the fusion of what I love to do. And
John, correct. And for the new release coming on April 24th, which platform you're gonna be using to launch that new album, the new song release?
social media, the internet,
Okay.
digital,
So I know Jon Secada has thousands
Spotify,
and thousands. Huh?
iTunes, Spotify.
Okay. And what's the name again?
The name of the song?
Can
Playa.
release it.
What?
Say that again.
The name of the song is Playa Montana.
Ok, perfecto. Entonces, para todos los que nos están viendo en español, prometimos hablar un poquito en español. Sale la nueva canción con Jon Secada el 24 de abril. Va a salir en todas las plataformas, social media. Si no lo has seguido, tú tienes una cantidad de fans en Twitter que te siguen. Muchos de ellos se metieron aquí a verte en este momento. Pero, ¿cómo la están yendo ahorita en la cuarentena con tus 2 hijos, Maritere? ¿Cómo la van? ¿Qué rutina estás haciendo al día? ¿Llevas un horario particular o no?
Igual que la estamos pasando todos nosotros que estamos en este proceso. Es un proceso difícil, proceso que requiere mucha paciencia, mucha perseverancia y obviamente estamos aprendiendo cada día más lo que significa este virus y vivir lo más cuidadoso posible. Mi día empieza haciendo ejercicios y tal, y después pues tratando de todavía involucrarme en mi carrera, en mis cosas, lo más posible, basado en la única manera que lo podemos hacer, que es eh, comunicándonos por el internet, por las redes sociales, y cuidándonos, no es que no hay otra, hay que cuidarse.
Okay, John. And one question that I have here is, where do you get the inspiration? How do you write a song and transform that song into music, like Angel and all of the songs that you have written before?
Well, inspirations that definitely in my opinion, they have to come from some type of place that is real. For me, it always came out of conversations, reflections, observations, whether they're my own or with the people that I work with. And I like to so, and in those reflections, you write thoughts, you write ideas, and you write memories and things that eventually you kind of put them together and you make them into a song.
So probably there is gonna be some music, some songs coming out of this quarantine, and that you're working on. We have so much time to think about it, to absorb. And one last question, John. I promise you to be brief. We have a new generation. We have high school students watching with their parents right now. They're dreaming about you. They want to be the next Jon Secada. What is the message that you have to our upcoming population? You have a son in high school right now. What's the message to them?
Work on your craft. Be passionate about what you do. Don't worry about fame or fortune. Love what you do. It starts with that. I mean, I really believe. And that was my path, and I feel that especially today, more than ever. I think every young entertainer, songwriter, producer, singer, the independence that we have, that all of us have, to promote ourselves, is the best way to kind of keep our own medium, to let people know what we do, and to actually monetize it and to make something of it. And I think that it deals with, at the end of the day, with everything that is inside of you, to do what you love to do. But you gotta know your craft. You gotta work on it, and it's a daily thing. For me, it was, and I never eventually, when I really got into the music business, it wasn't about making money. It's about loving what I did, and I love the fact that I was making a living at what I did. I was that, but it wasn't because of the idea that I wanted to be famous, or
Yes.
So that was the idea.
En una de las cosas que me gusta mucho de ti es tu humildad, tu carisma, tu sentido de afección y de transparencia y de amistad, y es algo muy lindo que tú tienes. Now, we didn't promise anything, but is there anything that will come out of this beautiful area that you want to share with the audience, so we can finish on this thought? And today is a very spiritual day, and it will be great to finish up with that type of music reflection.
Well, we're talking about the song Angel, and the song Angel means a lot to me. And actually, that melody and that inspiration, it carries a lot of different thoughts of what it could mean and represent to anybody. Y en español más todavía. Mi vida yo trataré de olvidarte, pero la luz de tus ojos brilla, eres un ángel que alumbra mi corazón.
Wow. Mr. Jon Secada, thank you, te quiero, tu familia. Thank you so much for being here. And we're going to leave it like this because it's just absolutely beautiful. Muchas gracias, John. Te quiero.
Stay healthy.
Stay healthy. Good weekend for you and your family. Un abrazo.